Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital Edition. So today is Tuesday, June the 7th, 2022. And I'm gonna give this one, it was a 7. It was solid. It was solid. It moved the story forward, so I'm not gonna be too harsh on it. All right, so let me just wrap them up. Curtis, Marshall, and Stella. We find out that Curtis, of course, his secret was he had mental illness, and he was just afraid that he was going to be one of those people that was going to end up, um, you know how you sometimes see people walking the street and you could tell like they have a mental illness and they're walking the street, they're talking, but they're talking to themselves, they're doing that. He was very afraid. So when they offered him the opportunity to be into the drug to give him a drug that that would help him balance him out, he took the opportunity and he left because he didn't want to be one of those people. He didn't know how he was going to react towards his family, if he was going to have violent episodes, continuation. He didn't know what was going to happen, and so because of that he left. And that was the secret pretty much for Marshall. And on one hand, I get it, but on another hand, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I felt like they built this up so strongly and they just kept building it and they kept building it and they kept building it. And so when you came to, I don't like, there is a stigma on mental illness. We all know that. We all know that. But they have one of the pioneers on this soap opera who brought to the forefront that it's okay to have a mental illness and still live an everyday life, or as much as possible as we call normal. You know what I mean? You have one of the pioneers who came forward as far as speaking out against being people being judgmental about people with mental illnesses. And I don't know, I just felt like they did this storyline such a disservice to have Maurice Bernard on this soap opera. But anyways, getting back to the soap, Curtis is just like, okay, I understand. And Stella was there and she was like, tell the whole truth. And I'm like, well, and when they went to telling the whole truth, I said, well, I mean, I don't get it. But okay. And so then Curtis was like, I have one more question. And they said, what's the one question? And he says, why did it take you 40 years to come back? And Curtis just said, I've been watching you though. And he said, I was just waiting. He said, and the sign was when you opened the Savoy and it was music. I'm done with this storyline. I'm done. I cannot. Let's move on. So then we see Drew and Carly, child. So Drew and Carly are talking, and she says, "You can't stop me from don't you the Aurora shares on the open market, so I can help you, and you can't stop me or whatever." Drew says, "Okay." He just says, "I sometimes don't feel like a Quartermain, but I mean, you feel enough of a Quartermain to want to take you." I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm trying to start liking Drew, but sometimes he be working on my nerves too. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. He and Carly, I'm not here for this storyline. I thought I would like them together or whatever, but they're rather boring to me. And so I was in and out while they were talking because they were just saying the same things. She told him he's the Lila of the Quartermains. You know, he's a good guy. Don't feel like you're a stranger with them. You're a good guy and everything like that. Now, Carly, well, almost slipped up. She said, I have to repay you. And he was like, repay me for what? And she went to thinking back about it. She lied to Drew. And I said, well, you're trying to get a relationship with Drew and everything. But this right here, I don't know. I don't know Carly, because he don't seem like he really want to be with somebody that lies to him all the time. And we know Carly has a tendency. Lord, bless her heart, she be trying to do it out of to protecting her family. But Carly has a tendency to lie, y'all, and we all know this. So it is what it is, and I don't see this as far as she and Drew actually being in a relationship together. I don't think it's gonna work because she has this tendency to what she had with Jason, you're not gonna have with Drew. I know they want to try to be like, he's not Jason, he's not Jason, but then they have him do Jason characteristics like doing stuff with Carly. and forgiving her and all that. Well, if he's not Jason, then he would like some of certain things he would put his foot down. But let's move on from this. Let's move on. And so we see, okay, so Michael go over there and talk to Ned. Michael trying to sugarcoat Ned, and Ned said, "I'm not here for it. What you want?" And so Michael says, "Well, I want to talk about ELQ, and we need to have a united front." And Ned says, "Well, I'm for the company or whatever." And Michael told Ned, because Ned was like, "I've been ELQ. I bleed, I'm ELQ." And he was like, "Well, when you were off doing your music thing, I was running ELQ as CEO for many years." And Ned said, "Well, when you were in diapers, I was running." So and so Michael said, "Let's not make it personal." Well, you made it personal. Now you can't make it personal and then say, "Let's not make it personal." But I don't like Michael, so that's what it is. So okay, so then we go to Michael and Ned talk about what can we offer you that will make you be okay. Like, what can we offer you? And he said, "CEO." He's like, "I said, we can't offer you that. We just can't offer you that." So Ned said, "What about Cole? We're triple CEOs. Like, we could all be co CEOs or whatever." Honestly, I didn't. He said we could all have our own division. As CEOs, we could all be over whatever we're together on, and at the end, we could all make decisions together. I don't understand what's wrong with that. I thought that was a great idea. I was like, yeah, do that. Ned's happy, Drew's happy, Michael's happy, and Michael said, "I don't know if Drew would really be happy with that, or he would go for that, or whatever." And Ned at this point is like, "Listen, that's it. Like, if y'all don't want to go for that, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not. You're not gonna put me to the side and have me do a little not me unmeaningful job, make me COO." And we know all these companies, have these COOs and stuff. The COO is not real. Like, it's not a it's not a real role. It's a role. You're an advisor. That's what the COO is. You're an advisor to the CEO, but at the end of the day, the CEO makes the decision. You can tell the COO can tell the CEO how they feel, their thoughts, what's going on, but the CEO makes the final decisions. So Ned's saying, "Well, why would I want that role? I'm telling you my thoughts and my feels about ELQ, which is my, you know, and then y'all get to make the decisions on it." He don't want that, and I said, "Oh, I'm with you, Ned." And so Michael, I'm Drew. You should have went and talked to Ned yourself instead of sending Michael. So Ned is just like, the conversation did not end well, and he pulling up Valentine number because he done made up his mind. I'd rather be half a son. If y'all can't offer me co-CEO with you all, I can go get that with Valentine. And so I said, "Well, we'll see what it is." So then we see, who else do we see? Then we see Sunny. So then we go to I'm sorry, let's go to Britt. So then we see Britt, Brad, Liesel are all with her, and they're like, "Girl, wake up. You all made a fool of yourself the night before." They said, Terry's gonna be Terry is going to be funneling calls because of you, because you are like, you should have to answer this. You can't get out here and get drunk." And she said, "Brad, why did you post the video?" He said, "Because you need to look back at this at your low moment or whatever and learn for this." And I said, "Now, Brad, as a friend, I didn't know you was gonna post this video, because somebody did go to my comments and they were like, 'What do you think Brad's gonna do with the video?' I was like, 'Brad ain't gonna do nothing, and maybe he show it to her.' Boy, I didn't know you was gonna post it. You not my friend." Like, there's a difference between posting the video or whatever and you just recording the video and then showing it to me later. Don't post the stuff. Mm-mm. So anyways, Britt is just telling them that she's gonna die, and she doesn't have that many days left. She and she gonna be alone. She said the one person that could take her with her disease, I forget what she called her disease. What disease does she have? I forget. Y'all can tell me in the comments if you would like to. But she says, "I have this disease and I'm gonna die a horrible death because of it. What man wants to be with you like that?" And she said, "There's only one man that I know, and that's Jason, and he is 7 feet under rocks." And so Liesel was just like, "You've had a year almost to get past this, but do you put a time stamp on grief?" I don't think so. She's still grieving. She still sees. I like them too. I like her, and Jason together. I'm gonna be honest. I thought that was a cute couple. She got him. He got her. I like them as a couple together. So I don't know. She's spiraling, and they're telling her you're spiraling. They try to reach out, but Britt is just. She says, "I'm tired. I don't want to. I'm not. I see my future, and she feel like she don't have anything to look forward to. And I don't know. I feel so bad for her, and I like her, and I feel bad for her on this. But let's move on. But we're gonna go to Sunny and we're gonna go to Sunny and Brando. So Sunny is talking to Brando, or whatever, and they're sparring and all that good stuff. And then Dex comes in. Remember Sunny hired Dex because he broke up the fight in the gym and he was looking for some muscle. So he hired Dex, and Dex said we have problems. And so he was like, "What's the problem?" He said the shipment is held up. Vince got fired. That's who works the shipyard for Sunny, or whatever. That was Sunny's guy, and so they won't move. They're like they want to. Sonny said it's all coffee. Like this ain't got no drugs or nothing on it or anything. It's all coffee. So he said just it could sit there for a few days. What's another problem? He said people are not buying from us like the bistro, all the tea. Our coffee and everything, they're going with somebody else. So Sonny's like, I know who's over this or whatever. So he was like, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it to Dex. So Dex walks off, and Sonny starts talking to Brando, and he tells Brando he thinks Michael is over this and he's taking him down, legitimately or whatever. And Sonny said, "But don't, I'm gonna take care of this or what, or whatnot." But he did say, and listen, I know a lot of y'all say, "Well, she was only with Chase because she felt bad for him or whatever." She was still with Chase, and Michael got with Willow. They didn't get together in the right way, but it is what it is because y'all know I don't like Michael and Willow, so I'm always gonna have a negative opinion. But anyways, they didn't get together the right way, and Sonny said, "But you can hold me accountable, but for you, it's different or whatever the way you went about it." But I understood what Sonny was saying. I thought the same thing myself. But Sonny, I mean, you and Carly, I done been through many cheaterations and then everything, but I get what Sonny is saying. I completely understand what he's saying. All right, so let's move on. He thinks Michael is behind it or whatever. So he's talking to Brando, and Dex is there, and he's watching. And so when Sonny leaves off or whatever, because he said, I got to go and stop the bleeding. So then Dex is watching, and Brando said, "Is there a problem?" And he says, "Not none that I can't handle." And then he pulls his shirt up to put his phone in, and there's a gun. And Brando had already told Say, "What you need me to do?" He said, Me and Dante could look into this. Yes, please go on and look into this, because Dex is looking kind of funny, honey. I had to say. Okay, let's move on. So then we see that Dex shows up at Michael's when in the like why how did he notify Michael? Maybe somebody in the house told him. But he shows up and Michael's like, "Can I help you?" He don't know who Dex is. I said, "Well, I thought Dex was a plant from Michael. Who is he from?" Or whatever. So that was the General Hospital today, y'all. I know it wasn't a long video, but it wasn't much to this soap. I gave it a 7, but honestly, it might have been a 6.5. But seeing that Dex didn't know Michael brought it up to a 7. Plus, I like Ned, so I like Ned, so that brought it up to a 7 too. Anyways, that's the soap today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Even if you don't subscribe, that's okay. But hit that like button for me. It helps my YouTube algorithm and get my video out there. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.